Rather than feeling like I'm sitting at the box. Okay.
Making it fit better.
Well, she didn't. Might have been. I used to, but I'm too clumsy.
Dare take one of the goodies though.
Small town.
I almost brought my own. You love it?
How are you? We have been, and I found another place with Brianna, and they just paid her Well, this is true, but the last couple of years I was having to look for just the white sport coat. Right.
I always wanted to get a but I never did. I decided for my graduation
That was the song they played when I came in.
haven't done it.
Is that right? Oh, that was 15 years ago.
I'll do it for his college graduation. That didn't happen. And then I kind of figured out my daughter had given me a lot of so I went outside and thought, well, the neighborhood looks like she wanted to put it out, yeah. So I think I'll keep it, but
Oh my. Well, she fell apart.
I forgot to buy some for Sunday.
I gotta have your arm today instead of me. You have in mind.
You can watch the video.
You texted me, tell me you
That's her real hair.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our first Friday Lunch and Learn. So good to see a full house. We knew it would be, of course. Always is with Christina. We're so fortunate and so lucky to have you here today. Before we get to the main attraction, I know the live demos are so exciting to watch. I just have a couple events I want to put on your radar. We always like to start these events by thanking our members. We're able to offer these free and open to the public thanks to your gifts and your membership. If you're not a member yet, it's a great time coming to the holidays. Good time to join or to give it as a gift. We hope you'll consider that. I'd like to put on your radar the first Friday in November. The next talk coming up will be our quilting feature. And so we'll have Glenn Davis and Sue Bueller doing a great talk. So maybe put that on your calendar because it's going to be November. I know. Our second Saturday coming up, and all these flyers are in our foyer. You can grab these on your way out if you'd like. This is a free monthly activity that we do. Our fantastic docents lead that activity, and Jeanette Hartman is going to do a kind of an art therapy heart activity with the students. So please bring your families, come check that out, and we'll still have it'll be the last day to do the quilt block. If you haven't done your community quilt block, you're welcome to do that on the second Saturday as well. That's at 1 o'clock. We have two really neat events coming up. Grab one of these flyers on your way out. Martha called it Healing and Hope. This was a really great idea that she came up with in collaboration with Dick and Nancy at the Art Barn as a way to kind of commemorate the closing of our Grief Mending the Shadows exhibit. You can come see the show for the last time. We're going to be handing out bubbles, which you can take over to the Art Barn and Dick and Nancy, their new labyrinth. You'll be able to walk through the labyrinth as kind of a cleansing, new beginning, and you'll be able to use your bubbles to kind of release anything that you want to symbolically release that you might have been processing. So be sure to join us. That's on October 26th. 3 o'clock here. Is it 4 o'clock, Dick and Nancy, at your place, right? Okay. And then we have Ladies Night Out coming up. Where's Janet Rose? There she is. She's going to be doing her famous short story readings. The 17th. That's right. Make sure to be here. She's our tradition. Is this the third or fourth year you've done this? Okay, you are where it's at. So that starts at 5:30. It's 5 to 8 is the event, all downtown. We'll have wine and goodies here. Janet will be reading. Donna Quayle has some awesome charcuterie boards that she's made. So you can grab that flyer that Mark made. You'll get kind of a sneak preview for what's coming up. We have 2 classes coming up. Betty Chin is teaching a class coming up, and so is Marina Hansen. Grab a flyer. Make sure you sign up ahead of time because it will fill up. Betty's popular. We have our holiday show coming up. October 31st is actually the deadline. So if you're thinking, I know Lisa doesn't like you here, start thinking about that. Spread the word. Businesses have done a great. I think we need a tree.
well, actually, Mom and I are going to do a tree maybe. So.
Nice. See? Exactly. Library usually does one of the tree trees. And real quick, I'm just going to mention we're doing the match day again through the Awesome Community Foundation. If you'd like to make your membership gift in November, starting November 1st is the early bird giving, all the way through Giving Tuesday, December 3rd. So you can make your gift, and a percentage of it will get matched towards our endowment. And so we encourage you to consider that during the season of giving. Without further ado, I'd like to formally introduce Christina. I have a couple things to say. Just in the history of meeting you, what a great community proponent you are. You've been a huge supporter here. We're so grateful. You have sponsored children's art classes through us so that we can offer classes free. She's been a consistent business member, always kind of cross-promoting us. We're always following your social media to get all the best tips on how to really make it far. When you first entered the Knit Scott show and had your artwork, your awesome model of hair and your photography in the Knit Scott show, that kind of put your major talent on our radar, and that was kind of the beginning of a cool partnership. So thanks for always participating in that. Formally, I think it's really important to kind of read through some of her accolades here because she's quite accomplished, and we're so lucky to have her in this community. I'd just like to read your artist statement, if that's okay, because I think it's really important. So education has always been a passion throughout Christina's life. She enjoys creating an open-minded atmosphere for the innovative spirit. She began her career in the business world and found out there was kind of a lacking way to express her artistic needs. From there, she felt the beauty industry calling her, and it's become an avenue in which she's been able to utilize both her business and artistic skills to inspire others. For 7 years, she was a North American educator for Moroccan Oil, where she traveled around the U.S., teaching other stylists and working hair at New York Fashion Week. Today, Christina owns and works behind the chair at Signature Style, as we know, and she's a Moroccan loyalty salon and spa for over 11 years. She loves helping her guests to find their unique look so that it's not a daily struggle for them. And the Moroccan Isle line has provided her staff and guests with the confidence in making their styles a success and offers an endless amount of possibilities for their canvases. Such a cool salon. She's experienced and meticulous in hair cutting, braiding, styling, and she continues to expand her knowledge and craft by surrounding herself with talented artists in the beauty industry throughout global education. I really want to encourage everyone after today's talk, make sure you call the salon, book your session with Christina or her awesome stylists. Shop her products today if you have time afterwards. We really can't thank you enough for donating your time, talent, and skills. We're so lucky to have you, and
I'm excited.
welcome, Christina.
So as you said, we decided to call this class Hair as a Canvas because I do see it as a fabric. I'm also a quilter. I like to sew, do things with my hands, so it is a canvas to me in that sense as well. If you want to follow me on my social media, it's Christina_style. And then Britt, if you want to go to the next one. Just a couple quotes for you guys. I always like to start a class with some thinking on quotes. So every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. That's by Picasso. And I feel like even through hair world, I get to do that. So, and I get to get paid for it, so it's even better. And then the next slide. To live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong. That's by Joseph Pierce. I think as a creative person, you have to be able to just make mistakes and be able to say, like, even in a haircut or in a color or whatever it is, you know, it's, at least you learn something, but maybe you can go back and do it, but it's okay to be wrong, right? We don't always have to be right. And that keeps your creative flow going. A little bit about me. I am a Pratt High graduate in 2005, about 20 years ago. I have a business administration degree in finance and management from Washburn University. I did work for a financial firm as a senior planning assistant for 3 years up in Topeka. I just had no desire to get my Series 7. It was just not my thing. And I was fine doing my own, but other people's, I'm like, eh. Then I went down to Stillwater with my sister, and because I told her I would help her with her living expenses while she got her master's degree at OSU. Because I was like, I think I'm ready to go back to the beauty, like go into go back and get my hairdressing license. So I could do that almost anywhere. So I could do that with helping her with her living expenses. And while I was there, I was on campus one day at OSU, and somehow I saw a business plan competition flyer. Next thing I know, I'm talking to an advisor, and I'm applying for grad school. So I was in grad school during the day, and I went to beauty school at night. I finished both in 2012. Not sure how it'll happen sometimes, but it was a good time. Right now I am the owner of Signature Style Salon and Spa since 2012. That's where I wrote my business plan, was at OSU, and it's still functioning, so pretty happy about that. A year in, I worked with my distributor rep. She thought I would be a good educator for their company. I work with a distributor that's all about education, and so she asked me to apply to this line. And so I went to St. Louis, auditioned, and then part of the team. I was one of their first North American educators. At the time, I think we only had the oil, hairspray, and maybe like 2 other styling products. The company is about as old as my business is, I would say. They're close, they're maybe 15 years and I'm like 12 years in. So Carmental's the owner, and she's a beautiful woman. Actually, she found this oil when she was abroad and just decided, like, I have to share this with the world because of the way it made her hair feel. The big thing about their product line company that I like is that it does its job, but the hair still feels like hair. My canvas still feels like canvas, but it does its job whenever I put the product in. But I've also been married for 10 years. There's my husband right there. And we have 3 beautiful children. I did end my career with Moroccan Oil in 2020 because of COVID, mostly. They were being a little bit more high demand in videoing, and I was also trying to survive my business, which is just too much, and then having children, I just was like, yeah, I'm good right now, so. But I still love the brand, and I still connect with a lot of people, so. Next slide. All right, so when you think of hair as a canvas, a lot of things you have to think about is first, like the texture. What kind of texture am I dealing with? Is it straight, wavy, curly? The density, fine, medium, thick, because all these things will decide the amount of product you're going to put in, where you're going to put it at, to get the desired result that you want. Also, when you deal with hair as a canvas, your tools, understanding how those work. Also, so that's like my paintbrush, I guess, in a way, is like my hot tools and my brushes. Controlling the canvas, and that's done through products as well. So I'm just going to demo just a real quick, like a smooth section and a volume section for you guys, so you can kind of see how you can transform hair on each side with different products. But also I forgot to introduce my models. This is Bree. Pronounce your last name for me.
Bassett.
So she's the owner of Turquoise and Tines. She also is modeling professionally out of Wichita. So we're very excited to have her as one of our models today. And then we have Vidya. And pronounce your last name? Baka. Okay. She's a senior at the Skyline and also an ambassador for Small Tail Couture. And these dresses were donated by Small Tail Couture today. All right, Danny, if you want, let's, for the smooth, can I have the original? Perfect. All right, anytime you're dealing with a canvas, I do feel of hair. I generally think of it almost just like applying makeup as a woman. And one of the first things you always want to do is moisturize your face. So I'm going to moisturize my canvas by doing it with the oil. And applying mid-length to ends. It's always good to know your products, just like paints and anything else, to understand their true function first, and then break the rules after, because you know how they work, right? So, combing that through. And then just a little bit of the smoothing lotion. So what would be the next step, ladies, after you put on your moisturizer? Before you put your makeup on? What do you generally put on? Primer. Who said that? So primer just evens out the canvas so that if you go in with like a mousse or a stronger product, it doesn't get sticky in certain spots, and everything just flows a little bit better. And then a little bit of First Shield to hold it all in. I'm going to use a 4-bristle brush. These are natural brushes. And to create a smooth look, I'm actually going to hold the brush like this, use my thumb. One of our first tools as a hairdresser is actually our hands before we touch anything else. So I always go in with hands first. But, I'm going to come up on the hair with my brush and hold underneath with the thumb and just hit it with the blow dryer. And that's kind of what Miss Vidya has on going today. She actually has naturally curly hair. So she was prepped in this, I mean, I didn't have to blow her out, thankfully, but these were the products that were used to create that look. So, to get your canvas nice and smooth, there it is. Next, another option is more of a volume look. If I was going to choose to do something voluminous. And with curls, diagonals are usually a better option in sectioning because they'll blend better in. And you won't have like weird horizontal or vertical placements. I'm going to use the light treatment. They actually launched this probably 5 years in because finer hair textures felt like maybe the oil was, the viscosity was a little bit too much, so they came out with one that was a little bit lighter. And as I've seen this line grow, it's really great because there's a product for every person. Like Carmen did not leave anyone out, I feel like. All right, so that's my moisturizer, and then my primer would be like a thickening lotion. It's a cream, it has quinoa protein in it, so that as I hit it with a blow dryer, what happens to quinoa when you cook it in a pot? It expands. Same technology on the hair, isn't that cool? Alright, and then next we have volumizing mist. This is a nice light texture. It's very airy, but creates a little bit more expansion, and you can do that from roots to ends. A little bit of volumizing mousse. Mousse is just to hold memory, to make it more, so it stays longer. And these are the same products I used on Bree today. I had the girls come in with semi-dry hair. You can actually apply product in Moroccan oil, wet or dry. So that's a nice feature. Especially when you're backstage and you don't have like a water spout to do it. And then a little bit of root boost, just to get a little lift at the root. Since there's a lot of product on here, I'm just going to ruffle it dry real quick, and then I'm going to use a ceramic round brush, and I'm going to create a curl with my tool. So you guys don't have to watch me run. So ceramic round brushes are nice because they actually heat up with the blow dryer. And it acts like a curling iron. So you can mold the canvas with these, it's very nice. And right before it's completely dry, you can roll it in. Put it with some heat. So, and I'm going to pass this head around. I would like you guys to, but I would like you guys to feel the hair. Like I said, one of the things I like about it is that you actually cannot feel the product in the hair, but the canvas is, you know, turning into something depending on how you use your tools and what products you use, right? Okay, you want to go to the next slide? So a little bit about the editorial work in Fashion Week. To work in that industry, some of the skills you do need to have. First, you usually collaborate, if you're a lead stylist especially, you're collaborating with the designer. So like Marquesa, that'd be Georgina Chapman. who we work with a lot. We worked with Marquesa for a number of years. And then if you're doing lookbooks afterwards, then you're working with photographers and makeup artists as well. Also, you collaborate with a product company, which obviously this is who we collaborate with. I have done another show with Amika before. So I mean, just whoever you can get sometimes, because I knew the lead stylist, he asked me to come. Also, building your team. You have to be able to build a team. Rock and Roll's fortunate because we have so many North American educators now. Like when I first started, my territory went from Iowa down into Tennessee. I was in Tennessee a lot for a while, and then Oklahoma, Missouri, and Kansas. I was supposed to be in Canada before COVID, but anyway. So they actually have an easy way to do it. You have to be adaptable to change because like all the models that come through say, the extensions aren't looking like, so someone comes in with extensions, you're like, what is this? What is this hair? They just don't have something, enough hair to do the look the lead stylist did. So then you gotta just compromise and maybe add something in somewhere. So be adaptable, be able to focus amongst chaos, because if you kind of look in that picture over there, that's pretty much what it's like in backstage, because you've got, like Vogue magazine, and you've got Allure magazine, and you got like, and then everybody who brought their friend, and then you got the nail people, and the hairstylist people, and the makeup people. So you kind of have to find your own zen in those moments, but it's a lot of fun. Next slide. Some of the editorial looks that we've done. So Marquesa Fashion, this gal, she was in Vogue magazine that year, and I got to assist out on the lookbook, so that was kind of cool. And then when you do like designer sets, like that's at Canoe Studios in New York. It's up on the top level, and there's lighting everywhere, and people come to look at the dresses and pay for them, whatever it might be. Monique Allure, we worked with them. This was also another lookbook session over here that I got to assist with. Go on to the next slide. These are some of my editorial looks that I've done throughout my career. This was actually one of my first ones as a student. I got to do Procter & Gamble in Chicago, one of the top 10. That's my cousin. And then, just a few other things that I've done along the way. So, go on to the next slide. And then I always think editorial-wise too, a lot of brides are. That's the kind of bride I like to do, is ones that are looking for that next level look. And so these are some of my brides throughout the years that I've really enjoyed. And next one. So here was, anytime you do editorial looks, a mood board is usually done first, and this is even done when you go to Fashion Week. It's usually up on a big thing, so everybody's kind of gets in the same energy and flow for the looks. And these were just the ones that I came up with, and I even collaborated a little bit with Mary Kramer over here. I had to have some of her opinion on things, because we're going to go take photos together after this. I'm going to start on my bride first, okay? Danny, if you want to come over here. This is Danny Cannon. I don't know if you guys know her. She did the makeup for me today. They look gorgeous, right? Lou Lynn actually made some hair pieces for me. These are real flowers. Okay. We're going to be, can you turn your head, Bree? So she has a beach wave set. So this is generally what a bride might look like when you set her hair, so that she has the look for the full day. When you set hair, the bond of the cuticles will dry. Once it's cooled, it stays a lot longer. Okay. So that's what we did here. And then she's got the anchor braid that I will be stitching this piece right in on her hair. Okay, so I did grab another one. I might do this later at Mary's studio. If we just feel like, you know, she has so much hair, you'll see here in a minute. If we wanted to like throw something down in here, we might just do it. So, all right, and these are just little pin curl clips. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. That would be swell. Does anyone have any questions while I'm kind of working?
What inspires you?
Ooh, cities. I love visiting cities. Just the energy and trends, whatever's happening. And young people. Oh, I love the youth. How they experiment, you know, with their makeup and hair, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, but how do we make that professional, right? Any other questions?
So did you get to see like the models on the runway?
Sometimes, right, yeah. Sometimes we get to, kind of depends. If you're real close with the lead stylist or not, you might be able to go out with them. I usually got to, but yeah. And then, man, if you're lucky, if there's leftover goodie bags, I mean, those are like Schwarzkopf diamond earrings in there, and yeah, it's always pretty cool. Do you guys know who Georgina is? Chapman?
Yes. Project Runway. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, she's intense. She was married to Weinstein. I don't know if you guys remember that too. You know, Weinstein, oh, everyone remembers this, right? Yeah. So she was actually out of the scene for quite a while with that incident. I think for like 2 years we didn't actually do Marquesa. I don't know if she was just dealing with legal stuff still, or models just didn't want to work with her because they weren't sure if she was in the know of stuff. But she did come back. I think that's when we did Amika, yeah. With Amika, yeah, so.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you translate like an editorial look to someone's day-to-day, like how does it translate to day-to-day life?
Right. I guess, I don't know, I need an example, I feel like, of a look. I don't know, what do you, if it's a ponytail situation, or, I don't know, what give me an example.
Well, so maybe like this the gold braid, you can see like someone could do a much smaller one.
Oh, yeah.
With hair, but maybe something that has like the colors that you had in the candy. But how would you recommend someone could incorporate like if they like that style, but
So I would either say let's lighten your hair, and we have like color. If you don't want to commit to it, we have color depositing masks that wash out in about, oh gosh, what, 4 to 6 washes. Yeah. So I mean, you definitely want to transition it where you think people are going to want to, you know, be able to wear it. Let's get some hydrating styling cream. Doesn't she have beautiful hair?
I was gonna say, her girls were beautiful too.
Christine, what's the number one thing that harms the hair?
Heat. I would say heat. Or hairdressers that don't know what they're doing with lightener. Who don't respect the canvas. Yeah, definitely heat. That's why I always encourage my guests to want, oil is my first. If you don't have oil, I'm questioning why. Because yeah, girls, how'd you feel about your experience with the oil today?
I told her she may be a customer for life with this stuff. I've never tried it, and it was
makes your hair super soft. I was like, welcome to the party. Yeah. And I'm not sure if you guys do know this, but every product, Morocco is really big. They're anti-diversion leaders in our industry, meaning that they go after anybody that's doing stuff on the black market. Like they have a whole lawsuit team just to protect the professional, which is great. Because like anymore, that's just like, it's the world right now. And each one of our products, if you're a religious person, there's a TO2 on every product. Up here, up in the corner. If you look at each product, it's Hebrew for in his hands. So, pretty cool too. You guys see her lashes, by the way?
Yes.
So since we are doing this floral piece on this side, we decided to add some floral into her lashes on the other side. All right, Danny, do you want to come hold this for me? Yeah. So before I go in and like tease this hair up or do anything else, I'm going to put that piece in. And I'm going to do it with a double strand curved needle. So really, you can attach almost anything to hair when you think about it. It's kind of fun and cool.
And you offer the makeup services at your salon?
Yes, we
correct?
do.
For special occasions and just-
And we would do editorial if we had enough notice, if anybody was interested, because like a lot of times we would have to order in special, like I had to order those crazy pink lashes over there.
But what if someone's like, I just want to find my look and makeup? Do they offer that too? Or?
Oh yeah, I mean, then that's where the consult comes in, right? Like where it's like, well, what's your lifestyle? You know, where do you work? Are you supposed to have your hair up every day, or do you get to wear it down? Yeah, I mean, but you have to be open and ready for that change too. You know, I can only take you so far, but if people put handcuffs on me, that's what I call it. I'm like, oh, then I guess that's all we're gonna do today. Ask Susan Meggs back there. She lets me just play. She's like, I am always ready with a photo, or she's ready with a photo. Okay, it's either one of us sometimes, but. And if you are sewing into hair, it's always best to like take your curved needle out to the cement and rough it down so that you're not stabbing your model, by the way. And Miss Bree does have extensions in, if you guys are wondering. She has sew-in wefts. And they look great. Her stylist is doing a wonderful job. We offer extensions in our salon as well, either volume, length, or color effect, or all of the above. So, is that okay? Mm-hmm. So in brides, I'll never do a bride without doing a run through. That's my own personal opinion, I guess. I don't like going into a situation and they think that picture is going to be what they need, but then come to find out, you know, once I see the full wedding effect and we have a true conversation about it, like, how it can make it all cohesive. So I think the dress and these flowers are actually matching. It makes me want to get married again.
That's a unique dress.
How far out should someone book if they want their hair done for a special occasion?
6 months, I would say, at least, if not a year. I've had some brides 1.5 years in advance, you know. So I've gotten to the point I just charge hourly rates for bridal work. I don't do per service anymore, and either you get me for half a day or a full day. Half a day is just the party, get the bride ready, and they're kind of out the door. Full day is that bride that's like, I'm gonna wear it down, but then maybe at the rehearsal dinner, or at the dinner, I wanna have it up. So, you know, I'm walking along with the photographer, touching up, kind of thing, so. Ooh, what do you guys think? Okay, so we'll tie her off. Anytime I do a tie off with thread and hair, I always like to do a doctor's knot. It's 1, 2, 3. Pull in tight, and then 1 knot. If it's good enough for a surgeon, I guess it's good enough for me. All right, so I'll probably touch her up over at Mary's and stuff. Please do follow Mary Kramer because you'll get to see finished, real editorial looks with these models today. But here's Bree. So. Okay.
I think it's a more beautiful model.
I know, right? I agree. Okay, well, this is Vidya, right? Vidya. Vidya. Oh my gosh. I have a new person in the salon. I don't know. Yeah, I know, and I'm like, I keep going back and forth. Anyway, so her hair stops here. I had her come in to match because I was like, man, editorial, let's just make a stupid long ponytail because we can, you know? So this is synthetic hair. It's not real, and it's used pretty frequently in backstage, but also in editorial looks because it's cheap. I mean, you get 2 packs of this for $6 or $8, you know. You can't put heat on it though, and you can get it in all colors and shapes, but I think we matched it pretty well on her. So she was my smooth, and we just smoothed her out with a little bit of hairspray here. Her next step, I'm actually gonna take some feathers for her part. We're gonna glue this in, and it is literally just like feathers, you know? And I'm gonna put it here with lash glue. So lash glue, like glue that you put on with lashes. This is what you can use to put anything into hair like this, honestly. So I'm just gonna like come into her part and place a nice thin strip. Blow on it a little bit just to get it to dry, because I don't know, how long does it take? In a minute? Yeah, about a minute. All right, just gonna place this right on her part. come hold. Danny was my model with the blue one on this, by the way, guys. To make sure we could actually make it work. I'm gonna have Danny bring the blow dry over and we'll just get it dried a little bit quicker here. Then I'm gonna take gel and fan these into her hair so it looks like a shadowed root. You might just have to bring the extension over. Yeah. Gel as well, please. Thank you. I'm just going to put a little bit of gel on my back of my hand. Thank you. Start placing the gel in here. And then just comb it in. What do you guys think? Was that fun? If you, Britt, if you go back to one of the bridal looks that I've done, yeah. So the one on the far left, if you see the little jewels that are in there, that is sewn in throughout her hair, and it's a necklace, actually. I think it was her grandmother's, and she wanted to wear it in her hair.
What is your philosophy when it comes to style and beauty?
Ooh. Play. Have fun. I was that girl that would buy the mascara sticks of color, right? And don't limit yourself, you know, because I've seen some really crazy things in the hair world. And there are just a few pieces hanging out. My scissors, like my cutting scissors. No. Oh, there's these. I'm just gonna come in and trim these little guys up. Finish her off. Sorry. All right, so there we go. When we go over to Mary Kramer's studio, one of the things that'll happen here for editorial look purposes, because we're gonna want this like in the air and really showcase the long ponytail, we're going to be tying fishing line onto it, and like 2 people will be holding and just like making a wave like it's in the air, right? If you go up one more, Britt, back to my editorial looks, up. Yeah, so right there with the pigtails, that's what we did there. We just had one person on one side with fishing line and another on the other side, and they just kind of played, and the photographer just kept taking. So, yeah. And we'll finish up. Everything is local today. That has been shown here. Like I said, big shout out for collaboration. Mary helped me with a lot, like working with Sam at Small Town Couture, but also deciding what colors and what we wanted to see for our looks today. And then Sam and Julie at Small Town Couture for providing these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dresses. And then Brenna Thomas did nails. You guys really should come up close to see the nail work. We'll probably get a few photos of those as well for Brenna today. And then Danny Cannon for the makeup. So this has been my team, and Vidya, right? My model, and Brie. They've been really great. They've communicated very well. I appreciated it completely. Lou Lynn for the flowers. We even have a bouquet back there that we'll be using for like her, I don't know, what is that called? Bouquet, yeah. 10 years. And then thank you for the Vernon Philly for having me here today. So, yeah. And feel free to take pictures.
I don't have a